Tav Kuf Nun Amud Aleph, the Mishnah at the top. Lo Yiskar Adam Polam b'Shabbos. A person is not allowed to hire workers on Shabbos. He's not allowed to do his own business activity on Shabbos. Mimsoy Hofstedter, we darshan, we learn out from Pasuk in Novi Mimsoy Hofstedter that it's also to do your own business affairs. You can't conduct your own personal items and affairs on Shabbos. So hiring workers is conducting his own business. So therefore, it's also to hire workers on Shabbos. And additionally, you can't tell a friend of his to hire workers as well. The moral asks, if he can't do it, he can't tell his friend to do it. So the moral will discuss this statement. You cannot go to the end of the tchum. A person has 2,000 amas outside the city where he can walk on Shabbos. A person can't go to the end of the tchum to wait there so that right after Shabbos he can hire workers or bring fruit. He can't do that because you can't go to a place where to do something which is an activity which you can't do on Shabbos. So if it's nicker that the reason he's going there is because he wants to do something which that activity in itself is also to do on Shabbos, he can't go to a place and walk to a place there where it's nicker that's the purpose of his traveling there. So therefore, to go to the end of the tchum is nicker. So the way Taisus learns is that's nicker that he's doing that so that he should be ready on after Shabbos to do this type of activity, this type of malacha. So it's also. But it would be also in any event where it's nicker that he's going there in order to do something, to be ready to do something after Shabbos, which cannot be done on Shabbos. But he could go to the end of the tchum if the purpose is that after Shabbos he'll go beyond the tchum and only guard the pairs. Since guarding on Shabbos is mutter, so therefore he can also travel to the end of the tchum to be ready and available after Shabbos to go beyond the tchum to be shomer, to guard his pairs, because guarding pairs is mutter on Shabbos as well. It's only also to go to the place, to the end of the tchum, to do activities which he cannot do on Shabbos. But it's something that he could do on Shabbos. He can go to the end, he can walk and go to the end of the tchum to be ready and to be available to do it on something which is some mutter on Shabbos, to be there ready to do it after Shabbos. Umevi peres biyadi, and then since he's only going to be shomer, he can even bring the peres in his hand. And even if the peres, even though it's eitzoar, even though the peres are growing from the ground, and he's now being kaitzer them, it's still mutter, because the purpose is to be shomer. Klal amar b'shol kol shani zokei b'amir also evrashani l'hachshechalom. Avishol says, now the way Moses Rishonim learn, he's arguing on the Tanakh. He says, whatever I can tell a person to do, I can also be machshech. So if there's something that I can tell a person to do on Shabbos, I can also be machshech. We'll see what this comes to include, and we'll see from the next Mishnah what type of things are included, where there are things that you can instruct a person to do on Shabbos, and therefore you're also allowed to be machshech. So the Gemara says you can't hire and you can't tell your friend to hire. That's what the Mishnah says. If he can't hire workers, he certainly can't tell his friend to hire workers. Why would I think any differently? What we're talking about over here, the chaver, we're talking about a goy, meaning you can't hire the workers. You can't tell the goy to hire the workers for you either. So Maskif lo Ravashi, Amir Lanochri Shvus. Then we know we can't tell a goy to do something that you can't do. So there's no need for the Mishnah to tell me that you can't tell a goy to do it. If you can't hire the workers, you can't tell a goy to do it either. So that's not the pshat. Elamar Ravashi, Afilu Tema Chaver Yisrael. It means even Chaver, even a Yid. What's the chiddush? Lo yomer anum l'chaver eschor li poalim. He can't tell his friend hire workers. So we make a diuk, but you can't tell hire workers. Aval oimer anum l'chaver hanir shetamerim yileher. You can't hire the workers. You can't tell him to hire the workers, but you could say by inference, do you think that you'll be available tonight to be with me? So do you think that you'll be available tonight, meaning after Shabbos you'll be available? Umasnis and money, and who's a Mishnah like, who's it following? So Rabbi Shua ben Karcha. You can't, even the Tanna Kama says, you can't even by inference start trying to hire a person. Say, are you available tonight? Do you think that you'll be able to join me tonight? You can't even say that. But Rabbi Shua ben Karcha but Rabbi Shua ben Karcha says he could say it. It's mutter. He's allowed to say it. Omer Rav Ruchana, Amar Rav Yochanan, halacha Rabbi Shua ben Karcha. He said that's halacha, that it's mutter. So Omer Rav Ruchana, Amar Rav Yochanan, my time with Rabbi Shua ben Karcha. What's the reason that it's mutter? So like we said, the source of this issur of hiring workers is from the pasuk. It says, it says that on Shabbos you have to refrain from pursuing your business and from speaking certain words from speaking. So we darshan, it says from pursuing your business and speaking. So we darshan diber also here mutter. What the isser is from what the isser is do your business v'daber and speaking, meaning to say, to hire the workers and engage them and say, I want to hire you to work for me after Shabbos. That's also. But here, if it's only through inference rather, if it's only inferred that way, hanir shetamari le'erev, then it would be mutter. The source of this issur of hiring is from the pasuk of Yeshaya. Now there it connects dibur is also, here is mutter. Ramila Ravacha Barafuna Larav Mi Amar Rav Yochanan Dibur also here mutter. Does Rav Yochanan really hold that it's only dibur that's also, and here is mutter, that here is lav kedibur, like he said Rav Yochanan Paskin that halacha is that a person could say, like Yeshua ben Karcha, the person could say hanir shetamadimi le'erev without, as long as he doesn't say it bepeh, even though that's the intent, it's mutter. We see in a different context that we see he doesn't hold that way. Mi amar Rav Yochanan dibur also here mutter. Al mehir lav kedibur dami. V'amar Rabba Barchan amar Rav Yochanan b'chol makam mutter laharachos mibeis hamerchas umibeis hakisei. It's mutter to think in divrei Torah in every place except a place that's not clean, a place like a beis hakisei, a beis hamerchas. There you're not allowed to think in divrei Torah. Otherwise, you can think in other places. You can, but not in these places. So what do we see over here? Even though he's not speaking, even though he's only thinking, but thinking in divrei Torah and the basic kisei is also. Doesn't that show you that here is kedibur, that we equate the two? Just like you're not allowed to speak divrei Torah and the basic kisei, you're not allowed to be mahar either. More answers no. Shiny Hosam Debin Vayamachanecha Kadosh Veleka. Over there, it's not because here is Kedibur. Here is not Kedibur. However, over there, the Isser is not only Dibur. It says Vayom Machanecha Kadosh. Your Machane should be camp, should be Kadosh. That means is that where you're thinking in Torah and your Machane has to be Kadosh, and you can't have your thinking in Torah in a basic Kisei. That's not Kodesh. But where the Isser is Dibur, it's only Dibur. So when we hear over here, the Isser and speaking in business and Shabbos, it says Dibur. So it means Davka Dibur, because Rav Yochanan holds that here is Lavka Dibur. Over there, it's not because here is Kedibur. Over there, the Isser is not an Isser of Dibur. It's Vahiyah Machanach Kodesh. But it also says it says davar, which means speech. So in regarding to the case of the Beis Hakisei, Beis Hamerchas, it says davar, which isn't that mashma also davka speech? It has to be davar. The one answer is that no. Hahumi boy like Rav Yehuda. That over there, what it's referring to, that dibur that it's referring to, is speaking about not in a basic kisa, in a basic merchatz, over there where the erva, and it has a connection to dibur, is for the following. The Omar of Yehuda, Rav Yehuda says, also likres kriyas shema kenegdai. If a person is in the presence of an unclothed Ovid Kechavim, you cannot say Krishma, you cannot speak Krishma. Fragting more Mayer Ovid Kechavim, I feel Yisrael Nami. Why Dafka Agoy, even Yisrael Nami? More answers, Lo Mivoy come. Lo Mivoy Yisrael, the also certainly in front of a Yid, it's also because that's an Erva. And Lo Yerochayav is Dover. You can't say Krishma in front of Erva. But over there, since the pasuk compares their erva to bisar, their basar, it's like bisar chamayrim, so you might think it doesn't have a din of erva. Just like it's not also to say krishma in front of a chamar, in front of an animal, you might think that that's the same here. Same as shaper dami, kamash malan, that no, kamash malan, that it does have a din of erva. Same hachanami. Maybe in a chanami we should say it says b'sara chamar b'sara. Maybe it's treated like an animal. Gemara says no. Amar krov erves avim lo yiro. L'gabei noyach. So he was noyach is, and that's not considered a yid. It says the erves avim lo yiro, and when he was unclothed, it says they did not see the erva of their father. So you see that a ben noyach, it's considered to be an erva, and has a din of an erva. So therefore, when it says ervas dovar, the dibur that it's referring to is not saying krishma, not saying divrei Torah in front of a erva, saying krishma in front of an erva, even of a goy, and that's speaking. But that doesn't refer to hear her. That's speaking. But in terms of being mahar, it says also so that means you can't even be mahar in a basic kisei. Correct, the Gemara of the Dibur Mi Aser is speaking where there's no Maisa, is speaking Aser, is Dibur Aser? Vahama Rav Chisav Rav Rav Amnuna Damat Harvayu, they both say Cheshbein Shel Mitzvah Mutal Chashem B'Shabbos. You can make calculations for the sake of a mitzvah on Shabbos. So doesn't that show you that as long as you don't do a Maisa, then it's mutter? Even Dibur is mutter. Vahama Rabbi Elazar Paiskim tzedakah lanim b'Shabbos. You can allocate tzedakah for anim on Shabbos. You can say how much should go to this person, how much should go to that person. V'amar Rav Yaakov bar Idi, Amar Rav Yochanan, mefachim bikuch nefesh bikuch ram b'Shabbos. You can have discussions which are negeya, and assemblies and discussions which are negeya to bikuch nefesh and Shabbos. V'holchem lebatek niseis lefakeh achalis ram b'Shabbos. And you can go to shuls and to have discussions and things of the negeya to the tzarchei tzibor. V'amar Shmuel bar Nachman, Amar Rav Yochanan, hokum l'tartiyos l'karkasoyes u'v'silkoyes l'vakeach l'skiram b'Shabbos. You can have public gatherings in order to attend to the tzarchei tzibor. So you can go to these different public places, theaters, circuses, basilicas, and to be Isaac and tzarchei rabbim. Betana debei Menashe. Mishadchen alatinoikas liaris b'Shabbos falatinik l'lamdei sefer l'lamda umnas. It's permitted to arrange shidduchim for a girl on Shabbos, to teach a child, a son, to teach him an umnas, a trade, and to arrange for him a tutor to teach him Torah. It's a mitzvah to make shidduchim. It's a mitzvah for a father to teach an umnas to his son, a source of livelihood, and it's mutter to arrange a tutor to teach him Torah. So doesn't that show you that even dibur is mutter? Maisa is also, but doesn't that show you that even dibur is mutter? Amar Krom imsei chevscha v'davar davar. The Gemara says no. Even dibur is also, and if it's for your personal needs, then dibur is also. But this is mutter. Amar Krom imsei chevscha v'davar davar. Where is davar davar? Where is dibur also? When it's imsei chevscha, when it's your personal needs. But chevsei shamayim mutarim. But a mitzvah l'tzarach mitzvah, it's mutter. Dibur is mutter l'tzarach a mitzvah. So therefore, in these cases, it's mutter. It's mutter to arrange all these things, to make an appeal for tzedakah, to be gatherings for tzarach tzibur, to arrange a tutor for a child to teach him Torah. You can't mention the sum of money that's going to be paid, but you can arrange a tutor. All these are mitzvahs. For tzarach mitzvah, dibur is mutter. But your personal needs, then dibur is also.